It's okay, you're doing so well. It's what I needed to tell myself when these days I'm struggling to cope with the pain I've been experiencing in my life. Do you need to tell yourself that today too? Go ahead and say it. It's okay, you're doing so well. If you're feeling low and don't know how to bear the pain and keep going, I hope by sharing my little journey and learnings today, you can start to heal even a little at the end of this video. Experiencing a setback can deal such pain. I was so overwhelmed. I wanted the pain to be gone, to escape it. But I felt like I was cornered and had nowhere to go. They say that time heals, but I wished that I could have teleported to that instant when time had passed and I am already healed. But of course, taking such a shortcut wouldn't work. Because I don't heal just because time had passed. I heal because of how I spent that time to heal. No matter how much time passes, if we are stuck in a negative spiral, we never get out. And isn't that horrible to even think about, for the pain to be never ending? You may have tried your best to distract yourself by focusing on other things. You may have even tried to fix the situation by sheer will. Either way, you are trying. Because otherwise, how can we survive the seemingly never-ending pain? So start by telling yourself, it's okay, you're doing so well. And then let's take the next steps together to climb out of this negative spiral. First, decide today that you will prioritize yourself. It's really easy to keep dwelling on what makes me unhappy. I keep replaying the negative experience in my head. It drives me crazy, but I can't stop. I beat myself up, wondering why things turned out this way. Why I let it get to me so much that it's so painful. Is there no way I can change or fix the situation? And then I end up being laser focused on trying to bend things my way, when I should have known it would be futile because it was something out of my control. Mistakes were made. What has already happened cannot be undone. By trying to control what I cannot control, I am in fact the one who is being controlled by the pain I am holding onto so tightly. Do you find your fists clenching up and holding onto your pain tightly? Spread your fingers and release it. Recognize and let go of what you can't control. Turn your attention inwards. Realize the need to prioritize your well-being. Take the time to understand your needs and how you can fulfill them by your own means, not by anything or anyone else. You may not be in the mood to think about yourself when it feels like your world is falling apart. Why would anything else matter anymore? You may even be afraid or not confident in being able to pick yourself up. But if you are not willing to take ownership and invest in your own happiness, who else can do it for you? It's okay. The first step is to just decide. Decide that you will prioritize yourself. Decide to choose joy. Decide to free yourself from whatever that's causing you pain. Because every day is worth living for yourself. Second, focus on connecting with yourself and repairing the relationship with yourself. As I struggled to pick myself up, I thought to pour myself into my personal interests, my health, and my relationships. Sort of like building the stats of my game character, but actually for my own life. It made sense that these areas would be super important to most people's lives. But how many of us actually put in the work to thrive in these areas? We are often too busy trying to solve problems outside of ourselves, feeling bound to responsibilities and end up neglecting what should be the most important thing to us, the relationship with ourselves. We didn't stop long enough to properly give the love and care we need to ourselves. thinking our attention needs to be elsewhere first, before we come back to ourselves. It's not my turn yet. I can wait. Half of that is me trying to procrastinate, and half of it is me thinking that I'm not as important as the issue I'm experiencing on hand right now. Even as we try to complete all the goals and to-dos on our list, do we pause to think about why completing them is directly important to us? I'm doing this because I have to. I'm doing this to succeed in life. But do you feel happy? Do you feel empowered? Do you genuinely enjoy the journey you have put yourself on, despite all its challenges? Some of the things I did to build my stats. Restarting this YouTube channel, which has been a long-time personal goal of mine. Practicing and improving my art, realizing I have allowed myself to stay stagnant. Started rock climbing more regularly as I genuinely enjoy it while being able to keep fit. Reading books again, on topics that intrigue me, having fun learning again, and in the process, healing from the new insights I gained. Although I have to confess that my short attention span causes me to jump from book to book here and there. Reconnecting with people who care about me. They make me realize how loved I am and that I am not alone, even though my setback is my own to overcome. Developing my spirituality, reminding myself again that I need to let go of the things I can't control. You may not consider yourself spiritual, but I want to share with you the Serenity Prayer, which has been so helpful to me. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It may look like I'm doing a lot, but I didn't do them all at once. I started each area bit by bit, following my interests, and gave myself the chance to explore ways that would nourish my soul. Giving attention to myself and understanding my personal needs were not what I was eager to jump into. Being enthusiastic and taking action can be tiring. I wonder to myself, why am I trying so hard to be strong, to try to cope? But the things I started gradually turned into a rhythm that took less effort each day. I found myself enjoying the process, even though it was not always easy. Most importantly, I felt good about taking ownership of my life and being intentional about what I want to improve for myself, for my well-being. Lastly, move forward, slowly but gradually. Sometimes I hate myself for being pulled back into the negative energy. Just when I felt like I had finally taken one step forward, I'm taking 2 steps back. I grieve and wallow in self-pity again, lamenting why I need to go through all this pain. But having done the previous 2 steps, I know I can't allow myself to fall back too long. It's okay. I can take a break and cry once in a while, but after crying today, I need to continue moving forward tomorrow. As Eric Thomas said, don't cry to quit, cry to keep going. I actually have this quote on my phone wallpaper as a constant reminder to myself. And then I find myself grieving less and less, and when I think about what had caused me pain, the hurt gradually dulled. I am not someone who journals, and when I hear about people who suggest journaling for its various benefits, I can understand their point. But to me, it feels like a chore. Do I really need to write down the thoughts I already know in my head? The answer is yes. For me, at least now that I've tried. I don't journal regularly at all. It's when I am overwhelmed by my emotions again and I need an outlet. I find that journaling is the way to go for me. Rather than cryptically tweeting or posting my grievances just so I can vent without seeming like an attention seeker, believe me, it was tempting to. Journaling became my outlet. Instead of lashing out at others, I wrote down my feelings and thoughts, being completely honest with myself in that heat of the moment. It helped slow me down and compose myself. I probably wrote some nasty things at the start, but I always try to reflect positively towards the end so that I move forward. After some time, when I reread what I journaled, I realized I don't feel as strongly as I did when I penned down my thoughts. Sometimes my perspective has shifted even. And I'm just glad I did not subject those negative emotions to anyone, as they weren't theirs to bear. For my own happiness, the only way is to keep moving forward. Instead of allowing myself to stay stuck in my pain, you saw how I spent my time to make the decision to prioritize myself, focus on repairing myself, and slowly move forward. You also saw how I struggled and still managed to come out of it in one piece. This time has passed, and without realizing it, I have already come so far from where I started out from. You too have come so far. You are doing well, so keep going. I don't think I have healed completely yet, but that's okay. I know we are on the right track. If you enjoyed this journey with me and hope to keep following my journey, I would appreciate if you like this video and subscribe, so that I know this video has been helpful for you. It's okay. You're doing well.